Hi guys, this is a quadrilateral angle lesson. What you need to know is a quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides and 4 vertices, and the sum of its interior angles is always going to be 360. Always going to be 360. Interior angles mean what's inside. An interior angle is what's inside, nothing to do with the outside. So calculate the missing angle in a quadrilateral if the other 3 angles are 85, 95 and 110. So let's just fill those in. So we've got one at 95. Let's just pop that there. We have another one at 85. And we're going to have another one at 110. Pretty good, is it? Now, these would normally be filled in with you. It's just for my lesson purposes. I just wanted to make it really clear what we're doing. Because I know there's people out there that will look at this, might need to teach their children and think, oh my goodness, what is an angle? What is an interior angle? You know, before being there. So there we go. So now it's asking us for this missing angle. What is this missing angle? This missing angle, I'm going to call X. Call it whatever you want. Any letter, pick a letter, but I'm going to call it X. So I'm going to form an equation. So this will help you build up your algebra skills in other topics. So I'm going to get X plus 95 plus 95 plus 110. These are all degrees, by the way. Equals, what does it all equal? Remember what the all interior angles equal is 360. Right, get back to basic algebra rules now, guys. Let's add up 85 plus 95 plus 110. Because it will be a calculated question, I should imagine. And it comes to 300. So that's what we've got now, simplified. Now, this is a plus, so we've got to take this 300 over the equal sign. So we've got X on its own, 360 minus gives us 60 degrees. So X, our missing angle, equals 60 degrees. So let's carry on. In a rectangle, all angles are equal. What is the measure of each angle? Now, we know, well, you should know, and if you don't know, this is a right angle. And a right angle always equals 90 degrees. Okay, so when you see a square in the corner, it's 90 degrees. If you're in somewhere like Germany, a few other European countries, I think Poland, they haven't got a square. It's actually what that is, like an angle, like a little bit of a circle. So, you know, don't get confused. So do the same thing. This time, there's no missing angle. So what we're going to do is add 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 equals 360. So this is a kind of proof question. You'll come across the word proof in lessons. And all that's doing is for you to prove that, for example, this interior equals 360, right? So we're proving that each of these angles equal 90 degrees. So if you add them all up, it comes to 360. So we know that we've got our answer right. Because we know the answer. The answer is 360. So that's actually a proof question. Be easy, but that's the concept of what a proof question is. One of the angles of the quadrilateral is 90 degrees. And the other 3 angles are equal. find the size of each of the equal angles. So this is where we have a few extra bits and pieces. So I'm going to make this my right angle. So this would be drawn on, remember, this is me doing it wrong, I suppose. So that's 90 degrees. So label what you know. Always label what you know when it comes to questions like this. And we've got the other three angles that are equal. So they're going to be equal no matter what. So what we're going to do is we're going to call it Y. I'm going to call all of these angles Y. And they're all Y because they're all equal. So I've got 3Y plus degrees equals, yes, you've got it, 360. So now I'm going to do 3y equals 360. Take away 90, which is 270. So now I'm going to divide as normal my 3 with 270. So my y becomes 90 degrees. So that means each one of those is 90 degrees. So that's the answer. 90, 90, 90. Quadrilateral has angles x, 2x, 3x and 4x. Find the value of x. So these are getting a bit harder now, but we're still using the same concept. So we've got an x, we've got 2x, and we've got a 3x. But what do we know? Regardless of all of that, what do we know? We know that it equals what? 360. So we know it equals 360. So we are now going to do our equation. Do 2x plus x plus 3x plus 4x. And we know it equals 360. Right, we've got to find the value of x because that's what it's asking us for. And we're going to add all of those up and it comes to 10x. And all we simply do is divide as usual. X equals 36 degrees. That's it. So I'll say that's it, but it is just building the power to push the skill set. So it should be all right. Keep going. In a kite, 2 of the angles are 80 degrees each. The other 2 angles are equal. Find the value of the other 2 angles. So once again, we've got 2 lots of something. So let's say we'll call it 2x this time. 2 of the angles, 2x at 80 degrees each. So we've got plus 80 plus 80 equals 360. So I just said that wrong, sorry. 2 of the angles are 80, 80, 80, and the other 2 angles are equal. So that's why it's 2x. It's up there, so we do the normal. Same again, take it over. You don't have to do this while I'm doing the brackets. I do it so I remember what I'm doing, what number I've got. And then I'm going to divide 2 into 200 is obviously 100 degrees. So now the missing 2 angles are 100 degrees each. So for this question, it's a bit different. It's a rhombus. It has 2 adjacent angles and is in the ratio 1 to 2. It's asking you to find the measures of all the angles. So with this one, what we can do is we can split it in 2 because they're adjacent to each other. They're going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down. So we have ratios 1 to 2. We don't know what they are, so we're going to call that x, and we're going to call that 2x. Now we know in total it comes to 360 degrees. But if we're halving it, so work this out, it's going to be 180. So this is then going to be x plus 2x equals 180. Then we have 3x equals 180. Divide, and x equals 60. So we've just found out that x equals 60. Okay? So now let's solve the puzzle. It's going to be 60. The ratio of 1 is going to be 60. And this one is going to be 2 times 60. We know that's right because 120 plus 60 equals 180. So, yeah, comfortable with that. And because you worked out half of it, all we've got to do is write them all out. So we know that if 1 is 60, the other one is 60. 1 is 120. The other one is 120. And that will all equal 360. So we've hit our target. Your teacher might teach you different than that or explain it different, but it's all the same concept. Just go with what you feel most comfortable with. Okay? Bye-bye.